North-South détente in the July 1972 North-South Joint Communique. So from an economic perspective, this provided opportunities for North Korea to seek help from the outside world in the form of borrowing, right? Foreign borrowing, foreign debt. So North Korea needed the money, so they took advantage of this. They sought hundreds of millions of dollars in loans from Britain, from France, from a lot of the European countries, from a number of other countries, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that they could then use to try to fix their economy. But within a matter of months, it became clear, or maybe a matter of years, it became clear that the North Korean government had no intention to service any of this debt. So in one fell swoop, they totally damaged their credit rating, their international credit viability, by borrowing all this money because they saw politically it was a feasible time to do this, but servicing none of the debt and leading to large sums of money owed to countries even today. So even today, the North Koreans still owe a great deal of money to Russia, and they've asked the Russians to forgive the debt in a grand political gesture. They have tried to pay back debt, for example, to some former Soviet satellite countries. They've tried to pay back the debt by paying back in barter. So they've offered countries tons of ginseng root with the promise that will increase the virility of all the men in their countries. Unfortunately, many of the men in these countries don't consume ginseng root, so it wasn't a very effective way to barter. But they've tried various things to do this. But in the end, they completely ruined their credit ratings in the international system by these sorts of actions. So that was the 1970s. Then in the 1980s, probably one of the bigger events that many of you will remember was in the 1980s, South Korea was awarded the Olympics, the Seoul Olympics in 1988. Right? The Olympics took place in '88. The decision was made by the IOC in 1981, I think. And so this was a huge event for South Korea. Again, some of you remember, I'm sure Dick remembers, I mean, this was the big sort of coming out party for South Korea. Democracy, economically vibrant, just a huge event where the world came to South Korea. This followed